settle, won't sleep or stay. Signals live, baby, on the Palmetto Racing Network waves, where the roots run deep, gators bite, and the mean serpents play. Fumes and the engines louder than bombs. Only two things known to live long: champions, legends, stock car engine. The roughest, toughest bunch of motorsports, the wildest crowd you ever seen before. Palmetto lights burning through the low country road. Champions, legends, stock car engine. Palmetto lights burning through the low country road. Network of choice for the bold, for the free. Every roar, every voice on the air, on the screen. What they hear, what they know, where they've been, what they seen. Every turn, every burn, Palmetto carries the speed. Mean serpent, roughest, loudest, on scene, on stream. The roughest, toughest bunch of motorsports, the wildest crowd you ever seen before. Palmetto lights burning through the low country road. Champions, legends, stock car engine. Palmetto lights burning through the low country road.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining us on another wonderful evening here, coming to you live from Texas Motor Speedway as the Palmetto Racing League's Truck Series gets set to take on the track here. 70 laps of fast-paced action tonight as we look to get this one underway. Let's go ahead and take a look at our track info real quick here. Brought to you by the fine folks over at Working Man Outdoors. So we got Texas Motor Speedway just about a mile and a half in track length here. Temperatures about 73 degrees out there with a track temperature of about 77, so should make for some good grip on the tires tonight. Kind of a interesting track here. I've only run this one once in my time with iRacing, so should be a lot of fun. Let's also go ahead, before we get too deep into things here, we're going to go ahead and take a look at our current point standings. As they are right now. We see Aaron Vogt there in the 2 is in first place in the standings with 910 points. Joshua Fick still in second, 838 points. Andrew Ziegler is in third with 564. Brent Thompson in the 45 is in fourth with 555 points. Mr. Doyle Boyd in the 001 with 543. Matthew Corley with 499. Brandon Meir been climbing the ladder here relatively quickly since he has joined the league, now up in 7th with 498 points, just 1 point behind Matthew Corley there. Austin Ziegler in 8th with 490. Ricky DeRozier in the 11 in 9th place with 472. Stephen Gall in the 25 there, rounding out 10th place with 467. Christopher Mulkeren's been another one that has won several with us here recently, in 11th place there with 436. Aaron Martin in the 27 in 12th place there with 311. And then there's Dustin Spates in 13, the number 13 with 101 points. So that is the current point standings as of right now. Before this race concludes, we will take a look at them again here as the drivers are now done with qualifying. We can take a look real quick at our starting grid here, and it looks like it is going to be a bit difficult this evening. Not wanting to cooperate there. One second, folks. I do apologize. It seems that the grid counter here, man, it always wants to give us a bit of a problem there. I don't understand that. But anyhow, it doesn't matter. These guys are about to get out on racing anyway, so let's go ahead and follow them around the track now. Get our driver boxes up, track map, and all that good, interesting stuff for you there as we look to get this one underway. Ricky DeRozier there starting this one off tonight in first place with the 33 of Brandon Muir there in second. As everybody is getting lined up here tonight. I've also been given word that, as we know, the 33 of Brandon Muir there has asked several times during races if leader could have lane choice, so we will see that take effect tonight. Officials have been advised that leader can choose which lane they want to run in, so not really much of a change on y'all's end, and anything that'll really need to be kept up with here. Also doing the 10 bonus points to the stage winner at the halfway stage, which for this race will be at the completion of lap 35. So let's see who comes away with that one here, as these guys are now green. We are getting this one underway. Little bit of spread out going on there. Everybody in double foul. Looks like the 4 of Chris Mulkerin getting a little loose back there, but he's able to hang on to it with no issues. Brandon Muir in the 33 shooting to the inside now. Drivers drive a little bit differently when that halfway stage actually means something here. That's 10 extra points you can easily stack on, so if you win the race and you take home the stage win, you're looking at 50 points right off the jump. Man, I tell you, in standings like these, 50 points can do a lot. As we see the 4 of Christopher Mulker in there, currently taking over first place from the 11 of Ricky DeRozier. Ricky's going to come back at it a little bit here. These two looks like they're going to have themselves a little battle. Early on in this one. Oh, in trouble on the track as the 11 gets a little airborne there. My goodness. The 83 got tangled up into that one as well. A little bit of nose action going on there to the 11 of Ricky DeRozier. What a mess. A couple of drivers getting tangled up in that one. The 33 of Brandon Muir, the 11 of Ricky DeRozier there started the race off in first place tonight. Pace car is now out on the track. Quite a few members, I'm sure, heading on into pits. Gonna need to get some damage repaired after that one, I'm sure. These drivers do have one fast repair that will allow them to come in, take repairs, get out quickly, and get back out on the track. So be an interesting spin on things here, as I'm sure several drivers are going to possibly go ahead and use that fast repair. Looks like the 33 of Brandon Muir, I don't believe he even went into the pits. So he must not have taken too much from that one. Looks like the 11 of Ricky DeRozier has already checked out of this one, so not sure. There goes the 33 now, taking his his leave into pits there as the 19 of Andrew Ziegler, who made a change recently. Most of you guys are probably used to seeing him as the 12. He recently submitted everything he needed to get his number changed, so he is now the number 19. Got a interesting and good-looking paint scheme there on that Dodge tonight, as he now takes the lead there in first place. Take a moment to get things regrouped here and get these guys back out on the track. The 2 of Aaron Vogt there just behind him, currently in second place. So one caution already this evening at the start of this one. We see the 83 now coming out of pits, now back in the back of the pack there. Drivers getting those tires warmed up. We got a couple of laps in. I want to say that was about 4 laps in before that caution come out. So we were just green long enough to get a taste. Halfway stage again is at the completion of lap 35 tonight. We should be getting ready to get back up double file here, this time across the line. As we ride up front with the 2 of Aaron Vogt, currently trailing behind the pace car there, and just behind the 19 of Andrew Ziegler. Couple of drivers missing tonight, the 25 of Stephen Gall, the 45 of Brent Thompson. Both drivers had commitments that they had to take place in. Missing tonight's action currently. Do not have any more additional spoilers to share with you guys this evening regarding some buzz coming from within the Discord of the league. Nothing new has been posted yet. Last 2 lives that we've done here, I was able to share some updates with you about some new changes coming next season to this league that's going to change up the dynamic quite a bit, as the drivers are now double file through this one, and we'll be going back green here this time through on the 19 of Andrew Ziegler's restart here, and he is off. Lap 6 now of 70, make that 7. Heading into turn 1 here. See if these guys can keep us green flag racing here. As the 2 of Aaron Vogt looks to try and gain on the 19 of Andrew Ziegler. Drivers lining up single file in the turn now. This is a draft track here, so you can expect to see a lot of these guys running behind one another. A lot of times single file until they can get a good solid run going, and they can decide whether or not they want to try and pass on the outside or inside here. So will be a lot of single file action tonight, I'm sure. As the 2 of Aaron Vogt slowly closing his gap in on the 19 of Andrew Ziegler. Smooth flowing so far. Halfway through lap 9. Drivers running about 160 to 170 in turn 2 there. That's a pretty smooth turn. You probably won't see too much fluctuation on turn 2 like you will here coming up in turn 1. Turn 1, you definitely got to come out of the throttle there as the 2 of Aaron Vogt shoots to the inside to try and get around the 19 of Andrew Ziegler. Makes a little bit of headway there Not enough to get around him, though. It's the 33 of Brandon Mears creeping up right behind him, though. Gonna look to make his pass on the 2 here, right on the outside. With the 4 of Christopher Mulker in there just behind him. Looks like the 19 of Andrew Ziegler is going to possibly have 3 competitors here he's going to have to block for if he plans on keeping that first place lead right now. It's the 4 of Christopher Mulkerin has made it around the 33 of Brandon Meir and the 2 of Aaron Vogt now. Quickly trying to gain on the 19 of Andrew Ziegler. Looking to move to the outside. Now the 33 of Brandon Mears shooting to the inside. Going to look to get himself around the 4 of Christopher Mulkerin. Those two having a bit of a battle here for second place. Aaron Vogt kind of waiting almost as if he is expecting something to happen here. Can never be too sure in these tracks now. A bit of a diamond formation going into the turn. Looks like the 2 of Aaron Vogt there getting a bit of a run off the 33 of Brandon Meir. Drivers going back single file now, trying to keep that draft. This track isn't as bad as something like Dega or Daytona, where if you lose the draft, it's not the end of the world. But in the same sense, it can be, especially when you got drivers like this up toward the front that are grouped together. They can be much faster than the rest of the traffic on the track. As the 12 of Andrew Ziegler is doing a good job right now, but the 4 of Christopher Mulkerin's coming up on his inside. Gets the nose out just past the 19 of Andrew Ziegler there, taking the lead for first place now. See if he can hold on to it as the 2 of Aaron Vogt getting a bit of speed there on the inside lane. Possibly about to have another shift here. Nope. Looks like the 4 of Christopher Mulkerin gets out just past the 19 of Andrew Ziegler there now. Clean pass. As we are now 15 laps into this one out of 70, so we are about 20 laps from the halfway stage here. Let's see who our stage winner for this stage will be. As always, if you're joining us in the chat, be sure to drop us a line or two. Let us know you're there. Shout out who your favorite driver is or who you're hoping to win tonight. We love to interact with our live viewers. It's always nice to have a bit of conversation flowing. It helps me out as well, too, being only one commentator doing the commentating on the race. A little bit of interaction goes a long way. $17 laps out of the way now, getting ready to be 18 this time through. As things have changed up a little bit, not much. The 19 of Andrew Ziegler now just in front of the 2 of Aaron Vogt, with the 33 of Brandon Meir right behind the 4 of Christopher Mulkerin, who is now still leading the pack here. Drivers going back to that single file formation. Gonna try and put something together. The 83 back there behind the 9 of Austin Ziegler, just off in the distance. Those two's trying to play catch up here to the rest of the pack. Nice stint of green flag racing here. No issues. Knock on wood. We don't want to talk anything up. As the 19 of Andrew Ziegler going to the outside of Aaron Vogt now, getting a pass on him there. The 2 going to drop back behind him. Continue to collect that draft a bit. Sitting pretty comfortable in that first place position in the standings right now, so he's out here points racing, but the guy he needs to beat is in the back, so you don't really have to worry about these guys too much, but at the same time, he still kind of does, because the ones in front will have a few points advantage ahead of him at the finish of this one. So he can take it easy a bit, but he can't take it easy too much, especially with the way the 33 of Brandon Mears is climbing the ladder here in the point standings. Guy has not been with us that long. Roughly, I want to say he's been with the league 2 months maybe, and he is steady moving the chains. I did get some official word over the last week that the progression system for the league will still take effect in September, but however, the grid for the Street Stock Series has gotten smaller than it was when they started, so no one will be moving up out of Street Stocks at the conclusion of this season. We'll have to run another season, and the league is going to have to do a bit more work on the recruiting department to get more drivers in, so that there aren't any gaps in the series as the series start to take shape. As the the 2 of Aaron Vogt now dropping back to 4th place here, with the 19 of Andrew Ziegler just up ahead of him. The 33 of Brandon Mears, about a 200ths of a second gap there between himself and the 4 of Christopher Mulkerin. 24 laps in this one now complete, and we are about 11 laps from our stage. We will be able to see who takes home that stage win tonight, and it will officially be halfway through this one. Excellent little stint of some green flag racing. Sounds like I think that was Andrew Ziegler there in the 19 getting ready to pit this time through. Looks like maybe the 2 slowing down, getting a little sideways going into pit entry there, but he hangs on to it. Both of those drivers heading into pits now, going to go ahead and try and get an advantage here.
33 pitting.
33 is going to be coming in this time around. Let's see if these drivers come in and take fuel and tires or just fuel. My bet here is it's probably going to be fuel. Kind of hard to see with that big old Sunoco sign in the way there. Looks like the 2 of Aaron Vogt took tires, got all 4. Interesting move there. Not sure what the deal with the 19 is there. Maybe couldn't pot. I don't think he'd be taking any repairs. Could be wrong. Those guys are in there for a hot little minute. And the 19 of Andrew Ziegler now coming out of pits there, as the 33 of Brandon Mears already making his way back out onto the track. Joshua Fix now leading the pack. Gonna look to try and put some of these drivers a couple of laps down here. If you remember early on in the beginning, he had to pit because of that incident between the 11 of Ricky DeRozier and not sure which other driver that was. So he had a few more laps left in the tank than everyone else did. So, but you can probably rest assured he will be coming in momentarily here to get him some fuel there as he run off in the grass just a bit. Not the time to do landscaping, that's for sure.
Pitting this time around.
He will be taking a pit here this time around. Still hanging on to that lead spot as of right now, but the 33 of Brandon Muir got about 23 seconds before he comes up on him here. He is coming in hot. Takes over the lead now, heading into the 5 laps till the stage marker. The 83 is now out of pits here. Gonna try and rejoin back in safely for 5 more laps before the halfway stage. Couple of drivers still a lap down from the 83 staying out. The 19 of Andrew Ziegler, the 2 of Aaron Vogt. Both drivers a lap down. Tire wear starting to become a factor here as we see him slowing down in that turn 1 there. As I mentioned earlier, man, turn 2 is not that bad. You can stay in turn 2 pretty hard. But that turn 1, it'll wash you right up into the wall if you're not careful. It's the 33 of Brandon Muir there, still currently in first place with about a 3-second gap between himself and the 4 of Christopher Mulkerin. We are that much closer to our stage here. Pit lanes have already closed. The 33 comes to the finish line here. That is going to do it for our stage, and the 33 of Brandon Muir is your stage winner. 10 bonus points to him at the end of this one, no matter what position he finishes in here tonight. As the pace truck comes out onto the track here. Pretty good racing so far, only had 1 incident. A little bit dusty there on pit road as the 83 of Joshua Fix heads in to take his pit stop here. taking all four, it looks like. Excellent job there by the pit crew. As everyone comes out of pits now, looking to get caught back up to the pace car here. And we are well on our way here to see how this one winds up playing out. Come back with just under 35. I want to say probably 33 laps to go. So still a decent amount of racing left here. Definitely a much better race this weekend than it was last weekend, as we had that slight nightfall issue at the track, and things got a little crazy. As the two of Aaron Vogt gets his wave around there.
Says you're inside, Brandon. Yeah, he's got lane choice, so whoever's in P2, if he's taking outside, take inside. Alright, gotcha.
As the 33 of Brandon Meir there electing to start this restart here on the outside instead of the inside lane, using leader's choice. Pace truck is off, and these guys will be going back green. And they're off. As we get this second half of the race underway here. Both the Zieglers together there, the 9 of Austin and the 19 of Andrew. Andrew Ziegler now back on the lead lap. All drivers back on the lead lap currently. No one a lap down. Brandon Meir in the 33 still hanging on to his spot there. 30 laps to go officially now. It's the 4 of Christopher Mulkerin going to look to shoot to the inside of the 33 here. Gets a bit of a smooth pass on him, but how long will it last? Let's see. As the 4 is able to successfully get around the 33 there with no issue. The 9 of Austin Ziegler just behind him there. And the 19 of Andrew Ziegler just behind him. Single file formation rolling through the turn now. Of Brandon Meir going to the outside. Gets the nose out past the 4 just enough here. Those two kind of bouncing back and forth. Neither one wanting to give up the edge here as the 9 of Austin Ziegler stays just to the inside. Coming into turn 1 here, out of turn 2. As Brandon Muir now gets out in front just briefly there before the 4 takes it back from him. A little bit of moving going on here. The 9 looking to try and pull something off. Can't figure out if he wants to run the inside or the outside there. A tough choice at this track. It changes and it does vary, so I imagine we'll see a good bit of that here, and especially in the second half. As the 4 of Christopher Mulkerin trying to gain back up to the 33 of Brandon Muir. Both of these drivers pulling off some clean competitive racing tonight. Looking to apply just the right amount of pressure in hopes that someone makes a mistake. This race has been pretty smooth sailing though. One caution only this evening, 25 laps to go. We're about to be 50 laps in. The 4 right on the bumper of the 33 there. Trying to keep things as tight as possible, just on the inside of the truck bed there. Coming down, gets the nose out just past. But the 33 gets a bit of an edge there. These two jockeying back and forth here for position. As the 33 falls back a little bit, gonna look to try and regroup himself here. 19 of Andrew Ziegler has now gotten around the 9 of Austin. Also joining. The 83 of Joshua Fix going ahead and pitting, gonna look to try and get the edge on these drivers, as they will have to pit one more time here before the end of this one. Getting only about 23 to 24 laps to a tank of fuel, depending on how conservative you drive there. Looks like he made the call right at the 24 to go, so going to be cutting it close, but it may wind up being one of those where pit strategy pays off. As the 4 of Christopher Mulkerin now getting out around everybody. Nice little gap there between him and the 3. Both Zieglers and the 33 of Brandon Muir. Just 21 laps to go in this one, 20 this time through.
Make sure and go for it, big dog. I got a black flag for speeding in pits.
Sounds like the plan of the 83 there may have backfired a bit now, as he is 2 laps down. Wound up catching a black flag for speeding in the pits. And that is the one thing that can really mess up a whole pit strategy there. There's no telling how that could have paid off, and we'll never know now. I myself was kind of curious to see what that would have done for him there. Most of these guys still running hard out there, not concerned with pitting at the moment. Probably waiting to see what that 4 does. Don't want to pit too soon. You don't want to pit too late either. It's the sweet spot, man. You got to find the sweet spot. As the 33 of Brandon Muir trying hard to gain on that 4. Closing the gap ever so slightly now. Looking like he's got a solid run going with the 19 of Andrew Ziegler just behind him there. Both drivers coming into the turn kind of hot. As it looks like the 33 of Brandon Muir now going to try to shoot to the outside. But the 19 of Andrew Ziegler is able to get past the 33 of Brandon Muir. Going to put him in second place now if these two don't have a bit of a battle. Only 16 laps to go. .33 now gets out past the 19. These top 4 right here, man, they want it and want it bad. You can definitely tell a bit of a diamond formation there as they roll through the 9 of Austin Ziegler down there in the inside, looking to get around both the 19 of Andrew and the 33 of Brandon Muir. Going to be kind of hard to do, though, with the 19 and the 33 both running draft there. As the 19 of Andrew looking to gain on the 4, and he is closing the gap pretty rapidly now. But the 33 doesn't look like he's done yet. He is. These drivers are really at it here. Just 14 laps to go. Fixing to be 13 this time through. As the 19 of Andrew Ziegler makes the pass on the outside because the 4 of Chris Mulkerin coming in for pit. Oh, and he gets a little sideways on pit road. The 9 of Austin Ziegler may have maybe made slight contact there, but was able to get around him. I don't think he would have incurred too much damage from that one, but the 19 of Andrew Ziegler now leading with what looks like is shaping up to be a battle here between him and the 33. And the 19 of Andrew also coming in for pit now. Making 33 the new leader. Last green flag pit stop of the evening here.
33 seconds.
And Brandon is going to pit this time around. 9 of Austin Ziegler getting himself back out on the track here. As the 33 comes in for his pit. 12 laps to go in this one. The 19 of Andrew Ziegler coming out of pits now. Still currently holding down second place. There's the 4 of Christopher Mulkerin now back out on the track. That little bit of an error there on pit road has got him a lap down now. Looks like the 83 of Joshua Fix has managed to get one of his laps back. He was just 2 laps down. Now he is 1 lap down. So 2 drivers now a lap down. The rest of the field is on the lead lap here. And we have 11 laps to go. 10 this time through with Brandon Muir, the 33, still our leader. Just want to remind everybody real quick before this one wraps up. Street Stock Series is off this week, so there will not be a broadcast on Wednesday. Those guys will resume for their next 5 races the following week. Let me take a look at the schedule here. I do have it handy. I believe they are coming back. Yes, the 13th. They will be racing out at the Irwindale track with the outer inner configuration. And then the truck series will be taken to the track at Watkins Glen next weekend for some road course action. I believe the last road course these guys did was at the Daytona road course, so should be an interesting bit of a shake-up here. Watkins Glen can be a fun one to watch, but road courses always throw a bit of a curveball in. There's no room for mistakes in those because there are no cautions there as the 4 of Christopher Mulker and getting a little sideways. As he looks to go another spin out there, and the 83 looked like he just did graze him, but missed most of it there. Yikes, not a good evening there for the 4 of Christopher Mulker. Had that hiccup on pit road just a few laps ago and got loose there in the turn as he was running side by side with the 83. Six laps to go now with the 12 of Andrew, the 19 of Andrew Ziegler. Now, I've done good all evening not messing up his number after his change, and wouldn't you know, the last part of the race there, I have a hiccup too. Still holding down that second place position nonetheless, with the 33 still leading us here. And this one is winding down rather rapidly with 5 to go now. If the 33 pulls off this win tonight, that will be another win under his belt in this league, and he will continue to rapidly climb that standings ladder as being the stage winner earlier on, and his final finish could potentially be a ending finish of 50 points added to his season total, which would really help him climb the ladder a little quicker. 4 laps to go now, fixing to be 3 this time through, and we are almost to that white flag lap. All of these drivers have done a really amazing job tonight keeping things kosher on the track and competitive. We've seen several battles from the up toward the front tonight, several different lead changes. It's been a pretty consistent night. Next lap around will be our white flag lap here, and we'll be about ready to wrap this one up, as the 19 of Andrew Ziegler is not done fighting yet. He is trying to keep that gap shrunk ever so slightly there, as the 33 of Brandon Meir is gaining on the 83 of Joshua Fix.
Brandon, I know you coming up behind me. You taking inside or outside? Inside in turn 1.
White flag lap this time through. 83 getting out of these guys' way so they can have them a bit of a race here and battle. Not wanting to mess up the outcome of this one here, as he is already multiple laps down.
No problem, bud. No problem.
Had that bit of a hiccup on pit road back there. Got one of his laps back, and just got past again there to get it back. So
Next battle, Andrew.
those black flags on pits, man, they'll get you every time. And that is our official results here for this one tonight. Brandon Meir in the 33 takes home another win.
Turning me on pit road. I still hate this fucking track. The racing on here is just terrible.
So our final results in this one The 33 of Brandon Meir takes home the win tonight with the 19 of Andrew Ziegler in second. Austin Ziegler in the 9 finishing in third. Aaron Vogt finishing in fourth. Joshua Fix finishing in fifth. Christopher Mulkerin finishing in sixth. And Ricky DeRozier finishing in seventh tonight.
Good win, Brandon. Thank you.
Definitely another fun and exciting evening of racing here at Texas Motor Speedway as the 33 of Brandon Meir gets his victory donuts in here.
Chris, I don't know if you're still in here or not, man. I don't know if that little incident you and I were in, if that was on me or not. If it was, that was definitely my bad, man. I know we got close there at one point.
So let's go ahead and take a look here at our final points after this one is concluded. And the standings show Aaron Vogt in the 2 still in first place up there with 943 points now, no position change. Joshua Fix in the 83 still in second with 870, no position change. Andrew Ziegler now in the 19 with 599. Brent Thompson in the 45 with 555 points. Brandon Meir now has moved up 2 positions there to 5th place with 548 points. Mr. Doyle Boyd, who was out tonight, dropping a position with 543. Austin Ziegler there in the 9 moves up a position with 524 points. Ricky DeRozier moving up a position here with 502 points. Matthew Corley dropping down 3 with 499. Stephen Gall in 10th there with 496. Christopher Mulkerin with 467 in 11th. Aaron Martin with 311 in 12th. And Mr. Dustin Spates there was still with 101 points. So that is our current season standings for this Palmetto Racing League Truck Series. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for us this evening. We thank you again for joining us. As always, if you enjoy the content and like what you've been seeing, be sure to like and subscribe to the page so you can stay up to date with every time we're going to go live for a broadcast or race. And hope y'all enjoy the rest of y'all's evening.